And let me just tell you, this was no easy feat, okay? This was probably one of the hardest DIYs I've ever done. Hello everyone, if this is your first time to my YouTube or Instagram or where else do I post this, Facebook, then hello, I'm Elle Harris, and today I want to talk about my latest DIY project. Okay, so before I get into that, let's get into this shirt. So a couple of weeks ago, I came up with this bright idea to name my DIY segment Sis Save Your Coins. And of course, if I'm going to save my coins, I'm going to make a shirt about it. So this is my Sis Save Your Coin shirt. If you want one, DM me. They're $20. They're cute. And you let people know that you save your coins when you shop. Okay, so anyway, my latest DIY project was inspired by the Sorry Girls. I love the Sorry Girls. I follow them on YouTube. They have some of the greatest recreations of rooms and DIY projects that they do. And the video that I watched was on an industrial mirror. The mirror was absolutely gorgeous. Well, they found out how to do this mirror through TikTok. I don't know what the original mirror is, but from my understanding, it's been trending, it's been going crazy, and everybody wants to do this industrial mirror. So I decided that I was either going to buy a mirror for my bedroom or do this industrial mirror. Then a friend who may not be a friend after this video, Ryan Wynn, told me to create the mirror, and so I did. And let me just tell you, this was no easy feat, okay? This was probably one of the hardest DIYs I've ever done because you're literally building a mirror from scratch. The only thing that I didn't build was the actual mirrors. I was able to buy those from IKEA, but check out this video. It was absolutely crazy. All right, so these are the mirrors that you get from IKEA. And I am getting ready to lay them out so I can do my measurements. So I've laid out all of my pieces on a carpet and put my sticks in between so that I can measure and see how much room needs to go between each piece since I cannot physically cut them. So my family thinks that I'm accident prone, and they are probably 99.9% right. Because they think I'm accident prone, I was not able to get a saw for my birthday. So what I have to do is I had to measure all the intricate pieces of my mirror, and now I have to go to Lowe's and see if they can cut the wood for me because my family won't let me cut it. So I'm gonna go get the inside pieces cut first, and then I'm gonna go back tomorrow and get the rest. But I want to see how this is gonna turn out. So go Aries, go away. My dog is trying to jump on me. But yeah, I need to go do this, and I guess I'll be back if this works. So I was able to get the individual pieces cut. There were 30 pieces that I needed for this project, and they were cut at 30 centimeters a piece. And so here I am just kind of laying those out so that you can see how everything comes together smoothly. I have been to, let's see how many stores, 2 Lowe's and a Home Depot's, but I've been to 1 Lowe's twice today. So what I ended up having to do was to change the dimensions of my mirror because we couldn't find a strong enough support piece in the back that was wide enough. I needed like a 5 foot by 8 foot, and all I could find was 4 by 8. So I decided to take 1 row of mirrors out, and it'll just be a 3 by 7 mirror instead of a 4 by 7. I have been around the entire Hampton Roads area, and I'm tired. I still have to go to Home Depot really quickly to get 1 more cut done. And I'm gonna call it a wrap for today. I'll pick up tomorrow where I left off, and Yeah, you see Nelly in the back? That's Nelly right there. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a wrap for today. I'm gonna take this and get it cut, and tomorrow we'll finish. I'll paint and then glue down the mirror and stand it up, and maybe I'll put on my black and white Sis Save Your Coin shirt tomorrow. So today is day 2 of industrial mirror DIY, and yesterday we had some problems. We had to figure out how to structure the board in a way that it would support 7 feet and 7 by 5 feet. And so what I decided is, instead of going back and doing all of these cuts in the boards and trying to get them to stabilize and be together, I was just going to change it and make the board a 7 by 3, which will give us the 4 feet that we need that's already put together, and we don't have to do a whole bunch of cutting and back and forth. Again, if I had a saw, this would be easier, but being that I don't foresee myself doing any more, I guess, wood projects in this sense, then that's my dog. Then I figured it would be best to not deal with buying a saw right now. So I'm gonna go to Home Depot, get the cuts done, and wait for my stepdad so we can start putting the stuff together. So yeah, day 2. So we were able to get the plywood. You can see my stepdad right there pushing the plywood down the aisle. It was a 8 foot by 4 foot, so it was a pretty hefty piece of plywood. And then it was time to work. So we just put everything back in place. We slid the plywood underneath the main frame, and we just started to hammer everything in place. We went with hammering because I don't have a nail gun, and my stepdad did not want to use one either. So yeah, it took a little bit of manpower to do, but we got it done. So after a million trips to Home Depot and Lowe's, we finally got the structure together, and we finally have the last piece of wood cut. I had to cut it twice today. I had to take it the first time, it was wrong, and I had to take it back, and now we have it together. So here is the structure. Now this is the structure. The outer pieces look a little bit different than what you would probably see on TikTok or any of the industrial mirrors that's been done thus far, but I like it better with the thicker and then the thin on the inside. I just think it brings a different element to it. I was going to paint it, but I think I'm gonna stain it, so I'm gonna test out the stain and see how it looks. I can always paint it if I don't like it, but I think that the stain is gonna give a new element to it as well, so let's see how this goes. All right, so excuse my green towel or washcloth because I was staining and polyurethaning, as Jill Scott would say. But yeah, so I decided to stain it instead of painting it black, and it was okay. I went like outside of the area, you'll see like right here, and I did that because if there's any spots where the paint is actually, the mirror is actually smaller than the actual square, that dark background will kind of cancel it out, so it's not noticeable. But I'm going to let this dry for the night because it's not dry at all, and I will glue down the mirrors in the morning and we will be done. I am going to retire for the night, get in the shower, drink some wine, read a book, and glue down these mirrors in the morning. So yeah, that's where we stand. This has really been a job. It really has. And I'm tired. Today is day 4. I had my days off yesterday, but today is day 4 of repairs, and I'm getting ready to lay down my mirrors. I will clean them up and we'll be done. So let's see how this turns out.
Guess where I'm going? Back to Lowe's. Why? Because when I started to use my mirror blaster, I didn't read the instructions yesterday and I realized that I need a caulking gun. And what don't I have in my house? A caulking gun. So I'm on my way to Lowe's to go get a caulking gun. Fortunately, it's only $3 because had it been like $30, I'd have said, forget it. We're going to put these stickers on the back and just pray that it doesn't fall. But I want to make sure that it's secure, so on my way to Lowe's I go. I'm using Mirror Mastic to put down the mirrors. And I'll also add the little sticky pieces that came with the mirror, but the Mirror Mastic, I was told, is a really good thing to use to make sure the mirrors really stick into place. So I finally have a caulking gun, I have my plaster, and I am getting my mirrors together, and I'm just putting a square on the back of each mirror and just kind of pushing it in place. And now we are done. Voila! This is our industrial mirror and I think it looks amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with the finished product. Oh my god, it's gorgeous and it is so freaking tall. And in case you're interested in doing this mirror for yourself, I'm going to link the Sorry Girls video here because I have no idea what all the measurements are because I kept going back and forth to the store, so hopefully that will help.
All right, so you've checked out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the process. I loved the mirror. I loved the results. Now, when I originally started and thought about doing this, I was actually going to do a 4x7 panel. So right now the mirror sits at about 8 feet tall and it is 4 feet wide. Doing it at a 7x4 would have made the mirror still 8 feet tall, but it would have been 5 feet wide. And there was not enough plywood in the world to get it to work. I had to continuously go back and forth to Home Depot, Lowe's to get wood cut because everyone in my house says that I can't have a saw because I'm accident prone. And they are right. But it just took too much work. So I decided to make it smaller. And it also worked out because if it would have been the 7x4, it would have been too big for the space that I needed in my room. So I'm happy about it. I was going to paint it black originally, but we went with a wood stain so that it would match the room. I wasn't going to I thought about the wood stain because it was an easier project than painting. But being that my husband hasn't given much input on the room and he's actually made the input to do the wood stain, I wanted to stick with it. So I was just happy to have that input and I made sure to make it happen. Now, if I paint it black in 7 months, just forgive me in advance, but for today it's gonna stay wood stain. I loved it. Please tell me your thoughts if you enjoyed watching this video. If you are going to make one, I can give you tons of advice, but I cannot help you. Too much work. So thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to click, comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.